When I was 10 years old, most of my friends could ride a bicycle. And I was struggling to get on that thing and just pedal. I was struggling with the idea of even getting on it because first, I didn't know how it's going to feel because I wasn't unsure of what I was going to do. I was going to fall probably several times. And I think what really killed me, the thought that really killed me was just the thought that my friends who all could ride a bicycle and we were probably all the same age could ride a bicycle. But I had a desire. I really wanted to fit in with them. I really wanted to learn this thing, but I would sit on the sidelines and watch them ride a bicycle and just clap for them and do what and play with other things just so that they don't know that I can't ride a bicycle. And for crying out loud, I was afraid that they were going to laugh at me. But I had a desire to fit in. And so an opportunity came when my cousin, who was 3 years older than me, went out of town during school holidays and he had a bicycle. And I thought, this is my chance. I'm going to be strategic about this. I took his bicycle early in the morning while all my friends are sleeping and no one could laugh at me. And I was going to teach myself how to pedal this thing steadily so that it doesn't make me fall, so that I don't become the laugh of town. And I did that. I took the bicycle early in the morning while they were sleeping and I tried to ride it. Several times I fell. Several times I really felt bad. And several times I tried to ride the thing and I rode into somebody else's fence. And several times I tried to ride it and one of the pedals would hit my calves. And I'm sure if you had learned to ride a bicycle, you know how that feels. But I did it the next day. First thing in the morning while my friends were sleeping, I took the bicycle and tried to ride it. And still I fell. Slightly less than yesterday. And still I rode into someone else's fence, slightly less than yesterday. And still several times I hurt myself. The next day I did the same thing. While my feet were getting better at pedaling this thing, as I was still struggling to control it a bit, I did it the next day. But you know what happened? A magical thing happened as I continued to do that. I think around about the fifth or sixth day, I realized that, hey, I can ride this thing confidently now. Though I'm falling, but it's not as bad as in the first day. I am becoming better. I think later on, I got to a point where I was comfortable to ride with my friends. Several months later, I was doing stunts with that thing. I was jumping over bricks. I was wheeling on that thing. I was just an expert. But how did I get there? First, I would say it was the desire to fit in with the friends, the desire to play with the friends, the desire not to be laughed at, the desire to feel confident that I can do what my peers can do. But we all have the desire. We all have the desire to succeed. We all have the desire to look fit. We all have the desire to learn a certain language. We all have a desire to learn a certain skill. But what makes the difference are these two things that I'm about to share with you. What makes the difference is, firstly, consistency. You see, I was consistent. I showed up every morning without fail. While my friends were sleeping, I took that bicycle and I went to the road and I tried to ride that thing. And eventually I got better. The second thing is being persistent. That no matter how much I fell, no matter how much I rode into someone else's fence, no matter how much that thing hurt my calves, I kept standing up and trying it over and over and over again until I was perfect, until I was confident, until I knew that I knew I can ride this. So I'm telling you right now, if that you've got a desire to be good at something, if you've got a desire to be more productive, if you've got a desire to be more successful, if you've got a desire to learn a certain skill, if you've got a desire to do something, whatever desire you have, there's two things that are going to help you get what you want. And that is consistency, and be persistent. Show up no matter how bad you feel. No matter how bad yesterday was, you are going to show up the next day and do it again. Number two, be persistent. No matter how many times you fall, no matter how many times you get hit, no matter how many times you hear the word no, just stand up and do it again and do it over and over and over and over again. And one of these days you're going to wake up and say, hey, I can do this. Hey, I can ride this bicycle. Hey, I know how to do this successfully. I know how to be productive. I have learned this skill. So I urge you today to take on these two skills, no matter what you are trying to learn today. Be consistent, show up every day, and be persistent. And that will guarantee success. And as I close, I would love to ask you, because I'm being consistent and persistent at this thing, at this YouTube video, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and please put on the comment section, what is that one thing that you're going to be consistent on? What is that one thing that you're going to be persistent on? And share this video with as many friends as you can, as many family members as you can, because they might need this message today. Be consistent, be persistent. Remember, nothing less than your very best is acceptable. And if you're not satisfied with your very best, there's always an option to improve your very best.